All right, ready? I do have a problem with staying focused if nothing's in the middle.
Oh wait, no.
All right, guys, you ready?
No.
Guys, focus. All right.
Sorry.
So, when we change degree to radians or radians to degrees, it's always going to be 180 over pi or pi over 180. And the reason for this is very simple. This is pi, but it is also 180 degrees, right? Okay? So, it doesn't matter if we go this direction or this direction. This is obviously negative and this is positive, right? Going up is positive, going down is negative. So in this case, right, if it's negative here, it's going to be negative in radians, right? Okay? So we know it's going to be negative. But we want to think of 120 degrees. So like I said, there's two ways to do this. It's either pi over 180, and then break it down. Okay? So in essence, you have negative 120 pi over 180, right? And you cancel out those zeros. And then what goes into 12 and 18? 6. How many times?
Huh?
How many times?
2 and 3.
2 and 3. And then you're done. It's that simple. Okay? 2 and 3. You can also think about it as 108 or 120. Okay? Well, that's 60 past 90, right? No, 30 past 90, which leaves me 60. Right?
That's all you do?
Yeah, that's all you do. So in essence, this is 60, 60, and 60, right? That's how many in 180? And if we think about it, this is 1, 2. So it's 2 pi over how many pieces? So it's 1, 2 out of 3. And that's why it's 2 pi out of 3. Okay? Yeah.
Can you please explain the bottom one?
So the bottom one, remember, we're just taking that 120. This is 120, right?
Yeah.
And 120 is really, how much is left after 120? 60, right? And how many times does 60 go into 120? Twice, right? So, if we take a look at it as red, it's a little easier. So there's 1 part, right? 2 parts, and 3 parts. Okay? 2 parts, 1 and 2, right? Are part of this. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So it's 2 pi, because this is a pi, okay? So it's 2 pieces of the pi out of how many pieces? Out of 3 pieces, okay?
Oh, okay.
So that's the kind of practical way of looking at it. The numerical way of looking at it is just always just multiply pi over 180, okay? So you do the same thing here, right? Pi over 180. So what happens is the zeros always get canceled. So you get 24 pi over 18, right? So what goes into 24 and 18? Okay, 2 or 6. Right? And let's say you only saw 2. Okay? That would be 12 pi over 9, right? What goes into 12 and 9?
3.
3. How many times?
4 over 3.
And then what goes into 4 and 3? Nothing. So it's 4 pi over 3. Okay? And if we looked at 240...
Hey,
Yes, sir.
how come when you did the first one, you okay? Oh, never mind.
Same thing?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, again, 240 is how far after 180? 60 past it, right? So this is just like that other one. Let's do it in a different color though. But this is just like this one, right? It's got this piece, it's got this piece, and it's got this piece, and actually that piece, but it's only going around to this, right? Because it's 1, 2, 3, 4. Whoa. Dan, tripping. You're tripping, Dan. 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces, right? So it's 4 pieces of the pie. Out of how many pieces in a pie? 3.
Apple.
So it's a little bit more. See how it's more than pie? Goes past pie, right? So it's 4 pieces of the pie. Okay? And that works here too. Look, this is the same one. 4 pi over 3, you would look at it the same way, right? But you could break this up into 3 pieces and go 4 pieces. Well, how much is each piece if we break it up into 3 pieces? Each piece is going to be 60, 60, 60, and 60, right? So what is 6 times 4?
24.
24. So we know that that's 240. Right? But how do we get there if we didn't do this? We would do pi over 180, right? So we would do pi, or no, we would do 180 over pi, right? So think about that. So we've got 4 pi times 180 over 3 pi. Does anything cancel? The pies, right? Okay. Now, what about, does 3 go into 180?
Yeah.
Yeah. How many times does 3 go into 180?
60.
60? Okay. And how many times does 3 go into 3?
1.
Once. And what's 4 times 60?
240.
140. No. I'm not doing that.
240.
That's what I said.
And that's how you do it. Same thing here. 180 over pi. You notice that the pi's cancel. What goes into 6 and 180? How about 6? How many times?
3.
30.
30.
And there it is. If we wanted to look at it on a scale like this, we would break this down into 6 pieces. That means this gets broken into 3, this gets broken into 3, right? That's 6 pieces. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? And then how many pieces of the pie are there? There's 1 piece. Right? Well, how many times does 6 go into 180? 30, right? Because each piece is 30. And if there's only 1 piece, then it has to be 30 degrees. So that's the way you look at it, like with a picture. And mathematically, that's what it is. Does this make more sense now that we're showing you both the picture and the math?
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.